It's a nice shot from Alan Garner. Rolls that ball out with his left hand. If you watch all three of these players, you see almost the same type of technique, the same type of form. Look at those shots from Alan Garner coming out on fire. Dave Chapman going for that patented Chapman shot and just barely missing off the front wall. That could be an avoidable hinder right there. Referee is Dave Steinberg. It doesn't look like he's going to call it. Emmett's feet got tied up with Tyler Hamel's. You see Alan Garner giving the look to Dave Steinberg when he threw his hands up there saying, why didn't you give it to him? It's a nice get right there from Tyler. Tyler's more prone to play defensive ball. He's got the defensive side of Dave Chapman from that mentoring he received from Dave, and Alan Garner is more prone to play more offense. That was a double bounce before Tyler was able to get to that. For those that missed it, there was an A doubles final that was going on prior to this one. Referee Billy O'Donnell was taken to the task today with some of the craziest calls that he's ever had to make. Hopefully we'll be able to get him on microphone and talk about it. It was truly some legendary reffing. Zero plays two. Alan Garner started off playing on fire handball here, Dave Fink. He's a little upset with himself here because I gave Emmett an easy setup, but Emmett didn't do anything with it. Instead of letting that ball drop, he's leaving a lot of his balls high here, Dave.
Takes him a little while to settle down, generally. It's a very big match here for Emmett. He is a one-time three-wall national champion. This would be his first pro national championship in four-wall.
If he was able to get it. Right now, the way that Alan Garner is playing for Team Texas, he's going to have something to say about this. Alan is actually jumping on every kill shot opportunity.
You'd have to think this would be a first. Sister Courtney winning a national championship, and then on the very next match on the same court, if Emmett was able to do the same. Emmett's always had a great sense of where the bombshell hits all of his shots. He anticipates his shots extremely well. Emmett's able to keep that point alive. Tyler hit a ball about an inch high. Hit the next one even lower.
I brought this up just a few minutes ago that there are 3 handball players in there that have all been mentored and taught by Dave Chapman, Tyler Hamel included.
There's a shot Dave Chapman's made famous. Actually been incredibly unsuccessful with it thus far in this week. We've seen him try that shot a number of times, Dave. He's either left it up or skipped it in. I haven't seen him end the rally one time with that sort of overhand cup swing.
Alan Garner is just shooting every ball from every direction, any spot on his body. Actually, our statistician just came up and said that in 1984, Vern Roberts and doubles partner Nadia Alvarado won that year, and Vern's sister, Allison Roberts, also won the women's doubles that same year. So it has been done before.
Didn't know if it had been done on the same court in back-to-back matches, though. Let's send our statistician back to find that one out.
Well, Allison's just around the corner, and so is Vern, so we'll just have to go ask him. Where is our... Oh, she's already running down the stairs to find out. What you got to love about that Jean Kazumoto.
Hard-working gal.
Very fast on the stats. Look, Alan Garner is just playing like lights out. Everything I've ever said about Alan Garner, out the window today. Looks like he's got the brain, he's got the knowledge.
60 seconds.
The desire to win this doubles championship. The current Canadian doubles national champion without his
6-2.
other Canadian doubles partner, Todd Fiesel. This time he has Canadian Tyler Hamel
Can you pick up that
on
quarter
his as his wingman.
We missed Canadian national doubles champion Todd Fiesel here at this event.
Danny.
I'll tell you, Dave, we talked a lot about Alan's desire.
Any interest?
I talked to the blonde bombshell last night. He was about as serious about this match as I've ever seen him about any match. He really wants to win
20
this
seconds.
match.
Could you give us an update on the men's 19 and under national championship between Tyree Bastidas?
Tyree now serving at 15, serving 15 in the first game against Tucson's Abraham Montillo. Tremendous match. I've been looking forward to that matchup all week, Dave, since I saw the draws.
Which ones were you wearing before?
Both players able to advance through a pretty deep field in that 19 under to face off against each other. Tyree seeded first and Abraham seeded second. Both guys with a similar style of game. Don't know if we can get a camera on that court or not. I don't think we can, but we'll keep you updated as much as possible.
6 serves 2. This is the first game. Alan Garner's
Second serve.
coming out like a man on a mission here. Just gunning from everywhere. Look at that power right there. It does not affect Dave Chapman.
I beg to differ. I think it does affect Dave Chapman. He does not like that power. I can see in his reactions. You have to remember, Dave Vincent, Dave Chapman's been out of this game for 4 years. He hasn't seen that ball coming at him with that kind of pace that the bombshell hits with both hands since probably about the 2004 Nationals. We know Dave Chapman does play some hands against the paddle, but that's a different spin entirely. Alan Garner hits that ball with natural and reverse and quite a bit of pace.
Tyler Hamel just waiting for that wraparound shot from Dave. Up there again, just camping out.
That's one of Tyler Hamel's weaknesses. He's so great at picking those balls up, those kills in front of him. Unfortunately, though, for Team Hamel and Garner, Hamel does not re-kill those balls. He usually sends them back up with a high 2-wall shot. Short call there from our referee, Dave Steinberg. No dispute.
Alan thought about going between his legs, but the gallery does not like that. I think he thought twice about that before the shot developed.
2-6.
Had dinner last night with Alan and a few members of the gallery. Can't fit them all at a dinner table, Dave.
1 down.
Dave Chapman takes a nice long look at that shot there that he just missed and said, wait, that's like the second one I've taken. I've missed both of them now. What's going on here?
That won't discourage him. That's his game. Nice pickup there from Alan Garner. Looked like it was going to be a kill shot there from Emmett Peixoto.
Watch what Alan does here. Goes for the kill shot, just steps wrong. He releases incorrectly through that ball.
3-6.
That's really one of the first mistakes I've seen him made so far.
A lot of that can be attributed to the pressure Emmett Peixoto puts on. He's everywhere. It's almost unjust to say this, but it almost seems like Alan Garner should direct his kills over towards Dave Chapman. Just as I say that, Dave Chapman takes a big step in there and rolls that ball out. Emmett is so quick.
4-6. 4-6.
4 serve 6. Some people know this, a lot don't. Emmett Peixoto is actually a recording artist. Sings his own brand of music. It's folk music. He has a CD out called Under Roses, and it's on sale right now. As we watch this rally develop.
Interesting, Dave. Emmett Peixoto and TSP, the Sleek Panther, very similarly built, actually look very similar.
5-6.
Both with the long neck persuasion.
Point.
Emmett taking over this match
6-6.
here in these last 4 points.
Tyler told me that his nickname was Pink Panther for a long time, but he said, I lost weight and got into shape and got down to a 7.9% body fat, and he said, and then I started going by the Sleek Panther. He also told me that he has 4 extra vertebrae in his neck. Jokingly, of course.
7-6.
Dave Chapman almost just along for the ride right now during this Emmett Peixoto run. He's on fire.
Fault.
Good Emmett's body language in there. What else can you do? You know, you make a bad mistake.
6.
I guess he could do what you do, and that is take off your eye guards, throw them on the ground, and stomp on them and curse the floor. But
I used to be able to do that when I had a number of pairs of eye guards, but you broke my backup pair, so now I have to find something else to break.
Seven.
Chatton Hayes swinging by. Looks like she just got off a flight from Hawaii.
Second serve.
I didn't see that she got laid, though.
Huh. Good, dude.
Point.
You're right, I did not see a lay around her neck. Although that was the only thing missing. It would have been nice to see her with the that suntan lotion on her nose. That would have pretty much captivated the full look for us.
Well, it would have been hard for her to get laid. Her husband is refereeing.
He's the guy that you see at the airport putting the lays on. As you notice that Dave Steinberg is balding just a little bit.
Eight, 7.
8 serving 7 here.
Point.
Emmett seems to be moving forward quite a bit more quickly than he's moving side to side. That could have something to do with those sore hips of his.
9-7.
Wow.
Now. 9-7.
9 serve 7. Tyler should put that one away, but just misses the sidewall. I think he kind of wanted to slide that one out.
Looked like he was trying to just catch that left side wall and crack it out.
Look at Dave Chapman standing just a couple feet from the front wall.
Tremendous reaction time.
Completely comfortable. Tyler should put that ball away. Instead, he forces it into Dave Chapman, who just digs it out. Dave Chapman playing the left, but he's up front like he's playing the right. Tyler Hamel's had a few kill shot opportunities. This is one of the reasons why you see TBB over there playing the left side.
What's the score?
7-9.
7 serves 9. That was a miss hit from Dave Chapman.
Point.
Listen for the score.
8-9.
8 serves 9.
For all of our New York listeners and fans, also fans in Tucson trying to follow their favorite junior players, Tyree Bastidas leads 18-17 in the first game of that game with Abraham Montillo. They actually started about an hour and a half ago. Still in the first game.
9-9.
Mike Watson sent the WPH a text message saying that if Tyree loses the first game, he will win the match. I would just forfeit the first game. Save the
So
legs.
is he saying that if he wins the first game, he'll lose the match?
Lose the first game, wins the match. As you know, Mike Watson was Tyree's coach. He's probably seen that multiple times. He's not saying that he hopes that Tyree loses, just that it's been a pattern that has developed.
Actually, these young guys have gone through 2 new balls already in that match, Dave. Broken 2 of them. Those of you who don't know, the referee cannot get to the court without going down 2 flights of steps and up a separate flight. So there is a delay in there as they wait for the referee to
9-9.
get back into the court.
I suggested that they drop off a can of balls down that hallway and put a player in charge of returning them, but all I got was smiles from the tournament desk.
Better than the reaction you usually get when you speak to them at the tournament desk, Dave.
Usually followed by, you owe me $147 for a membership, 2 entries into the event.
Good.
I entered the open doubles with you, and then you have that, what seems like now is probably a broken wrist, Dave Fink. This might be news to some of those that are tuning in, but it looks like you're gonna have to go back and
Coming in.
have a discussion with a couple doctors in Pittsburgh to find out what the diagnosis is. But regardless, I never even stepped foot to the tournament desk. And then in my 35 doubles match, we had a forfeit as well, and yet I still had to pay the entry fee for 2 ways. How does that work? Dave Chapman going down on 1 knee there. Emma Peixoto closes it out with a kill shot in that left corner.
Timeout. 9-9.
9 serves 9.
Ball.
Team Texas jumped out to an early lead.
Second serve.
Looked like they were really rolling. There's a picture of Jimmy London. And then Dave Chapman and Emmett Peixoto got behind Emmett's nice little run there.
Coming in.
I really thought that it would have been better to put Tyler Hamel on the left side
9-9.
with Allen on the right, but after watching the way Allen Garner plays that left side, I wouldn't move him off that left, not even during the serve.
One down. 9-9.
9 serves 9. The fans are packing in to watch
Hitter.
the handball action here. We have our crowd controller is not doing their job. No respect for the cameras.
Tyree Bastidas winning that first game 21-19 over Abraham Montillo.
Second serve.
Really have to say, at this point, Dave Vincent, Emmett Peixoto playing the best handball in the court right now. Tyler Hamel's going to need to pick up his game here a little bit if Team Texas is going to take home this championship.
So you just said that Tyree Bastidas won the first game 21-19. This is the match that you're referring to as the 19 and under national championship title. Listen for the score. 10 serves 9. Ball just barely making it over the front line there. It's key for Alan Garner not to feel like he has to do too much in there. It's have an equal balance between him and Tyler Hamel. Now they're flipping sides here.
11-9.
That's interesting. Tyler just made eye contact with Alan and they flipped over. Sensing that there's something wrong, either you saw Alan wiping his eye like he got something in his eye. I don't believe he wears contacts. Or else they just call a timeout here.
Some people do sweat, Dave, when they play, and occasionally that sweat can drip into your eye. Allen not reacting all that well, playing the right side there. You have to think that's a little bit disconcerting to the bombshell. He's been on the left for this entire run to the finals. Here he is, finds himself on the right side now. Completely different mentality, Dave. I know that he's played a lot of doubles and won a lot of championships, and very difficult to change in the middle of a match, particularly a final.
Look at Emmett just covering that front court, now just getting a laugh out of that. I think Tyler just sensed that Allen was a little winded there and just decided to take a quick flip over. That was not a good serve from Alan Garner, and Emmett Peixoto made him pay. You see Allen just really wiping the sweat from his eyes right there.
9-12.
Allen is a first-star athlete. He's wearing a first-star shirt. Says he loves the feel of it, Dave Vincent.
I heard that from a number of folks here earlier.
Replay.
Sort of an awkward play there. Almost looked like Emmett was willing to concede that kill shot, set up Alan Garner. Alan Garner just blasted that ball right back to Dave Chapman. Tyler Hamel sensing Dave Chapman running in to cover that right corner.
2 minutes.
There's that stereotypical Dave Chapman shot off the back wall. We actually saw Dave Chapman wearing a Dave Fink shirt in one of his earlier rounds of handball. It was a first-star shirt. In fact, he stole it out of your bag.
Actually looked pretty good on him.
Well, he made the shirt look good. No doubt about that.
Good.
Nice
Could
dig.
have been a screen there. We've seen this quite a bit with Alan Garner. When he loses that momentum in that sort of that hot hand, it tends to go downhill quickly. You'd have to say, Dave Vincent, that Alan Garner's one of the streakiest players we have in the game today. He's kind of an all or nothing type of player. When he's feeling it, he's pretty much unstoppable. When he loses just a little bit of that feeling, his game tends to deteriorate just a little bit. I don't think he'd disagree with that. I know we've got his brother Zoolander listening in. His dad Jim Garner in San Antonio, Texas, also listening. That's something that they work on with the Blonde Bombshell.
Well, if you talk to Alan Garner, just ask him the question up front. He'll tell you. He's always very straightforward, gives you an honest answer. I love that guy. Alan is good people.
Alan's a great young guy.
That's a skip in. Dave Chapman took his shot and skipped it in there.
Surprising miss there.
Not
really,
as
it brings back to a question. We talked about this at dinner with Dave Chapman the other night, Dave Vincent. A kid came up to Dave Chapman, about a 17-year-old kid, and said, "What a shot there from Emmet Peixoto." Said to Dave Chapman, "How do you stay so consistent?" And Dave Chapman, not one of long answers, told him, "I've been playing for 28 years, but it's actually more than that." Dave Chapman takes a lot of pride in that consistency. That's what's made him such a great champion.
We actually earlier today saw one of the Bidigans refereeing a match, and Dave has been eyeing this kid for the whole tournament. I mean, he's been seeing him because every single time he sees this young guy, he's got a new handball shirt on. Last time it was Brady, and then he had a Healy shirt, and then he had a Peixoto shirt. And Dave, starting on Monday, started telling me, we need to give this kid a Dave Chapman shirt. Finally, Dave went out into the truck, the Tour de Tundra truck, and pulled out one of the Dave Chapman shirts that he gave me and handed it to the kid and forced him to put it over his Paul Brady shirt and said, "Burn that one."
Emmet Peixoto playing tremendous handball right now. Dave Chapman puts a big hop on that ball. Tyler Hamel able to hit that ball 3 walls. You just don't see that same level of confidence right now from Alan Garner that we saw in their dismantling of Tony Healy and Ricky McCann yesterday.
I'd really like to find out what the turning point was. There's certainly something that's going on there. Tyler Hamel recognizes it. I wouldn't think it's conditioning.
You know, I actually think Alan Garner blames his conditioning more than it actually hurts him. I think a lot of that is just a lack of confidence and a lack of concentration that he tends to experience in matches.
17-9.
"17 serves 9, in case you just tuned in. This is the first game. After making some tremendous shots to jump out to an early lead from Alan Garner, seemed like he's made equal amount of hand airs here. You have to remember now, this score was tied at 9 at one point. It's a side out here, but the score was tied at 9. It's been 8 unanswered points for TGO and the Rock.
9-17.
In that 19 and under men's final, it's Abe Montijo has 6 and Tyree Bastidas has 1 in the second game after Tyree won the first one, 21-19. Try to give the score as much as we can. That's in the court right next to where we're standing, so we can certainly hear the referee. Unfortunately, the referee's talking really quiet, so we both have to take our earphones off and listen, which means we're not paying attention to this game.
The referee is actually 5 times older than Tyree and Abraham.
That's Super Dave Thorison from Sacramento, California. Former president of the Sacramento Area Handball Association. Nice shot from Dave Chapman. Actually loaded up on that ball. There's Alan going back to his eyes right here. I don't know why.
Super Dave was actually in high school 2 centuries ago.
2 minutes.
United States Handball Association has their gear on sale at the web store at ushandball.org. Go online at online at ushandball.org. Buy your stuff. It could be gear, goggles, gloves, shirts, shorts.
There's a great widescreen shot of this men's championship doubles match.
Oh, nice shot from Tyler, who finally rolls one out over there. And look at, he's praying up to the Hittites and the gods, thanking them for that kill shot.
Looked like he was actually aiming about 3 inches high there and just barely missed, and that ball rolled out flat.
There's Dave Chapman now picking on his buddy Tyler Hamel. There's that power from Alan Garner.
Not sure that was the best play there from Dave Chapman. Could have let that ball go.
But it doesn't matter. They got the point.
These two are about as evenly matched opponents as I've seen in this event.
Back into action here, though. Tyler Hamel lets that ball go between his legs. Emmett Peixoto with that strong left hand pokes it up front. That's that familiar sound from Emmett, who slaps the back wall with the back of his hand when he takes balls off the ceiling or off the back wall. Wow, what was that?
That was actually a reverse fist overhand kill. That Allen actually goes for that shot, hits front wall, side wall, and that ball catches the side wall and rolls out.
Kind of reminds me of an old Rick Christian shot, or even as Marco Chavez calls it, the hammer. That was Dave Chapman calling himself off. Emmett Peixoto is completely comfortable in this sort of pace right here. He's not going to wear out at all. The other players on the court may, but he's not going to.
Good call there.
You see a newly regenerated Alan Garner during those recent rallies here.
You have to understand, Dave, Alan Garner has never beat Emmett Peixoto or Dave Chapman in a tournament. He finds himself playing against both these guys. You have to think that that's a little bit unsettling. Tyler Hamel actually did beat Dave Chapman in a tournament one time. He's lost, obviously, a number of times to Dave in tournaments, but did get him one time.
Alan Garner is completely comfortable at this type of warfare. Nice gift from Tyler Hamel. Wow, that's a rare hand error from Dave Chapman. That ball would have floated back around to Emmett's strong hand.
Looked like Dave changed his mind there at the last second. 10 serving 18. There's a nice little reverse spin shot. Alan Garner takes care of it, though.
11-18.
11 serves 18, first game.
Looked like it was a long serve. It wasn't, though. That shot very similar to the match point last night. Dave Chapman put away against Sean Lenning and John Iglesias, caught Emmett off the right side and put away that ceiling back wall shot. Great kill shot there from Emmett Peixoto. Strong enough to fall backwards and still put that ball into the right corner.
18-11.
18 serving 11.
Wow.
One down.
Beautiful shot there from Tyler Hamel. He'll need some more of those if Team Texas wants to get themselves back into this first game or win one of the next 3 games. Looked like Allen took away a pretty good kill shot opportunity there from Tyler.
Play. (18-11).
It's a long rally here. It's 18-11 first game. That's a screen, not called. It's a little frustrating when the player has to look back to the referee.
But I didn't miss it.
Dave Steinberg still getting the laughs there from the crowd. The call was a good 5 seconds late. But Dave says, but I didn't miss the call.
Which is true. Here's a setup for Emmett Peixoto. Surprised Dave Chapman doesn't let that ball come off the back wall. I don't know if you caught that, Dave Vincent, but that was a behind the back wall shot from the Panther.
Who almost ruled that ball right there out. At the World Championships, and we're going to talk about their involvement with Chapman right after this game concludes. Get ready for that.
Looked like a bad bounce on that door. We couldn't see it from our angle, Dave, but 19 serving 11.
It's not the back wall motion that you want to take. Just like a stereotypical Peixoto, though, always getting up after one of those awkward shots, and you never know what you're going to get. Either a somersault, backflip, or splits, or...
They have a flair for the dramatic. Not necessarily a genuine one. But as Stuffy Singer said, it is entertaining to watch.
Didn't quite say it like that, but that's... Stuffy's actual quote was, there are winners and there's entertaining losers. And Emmett Peixoto is an entertaining loser.
Huh, didn't think he'd go there.
Wasn't going to give the direct quote, but he didn't mean it in a bad way. He wants Emmett to actually succeed. He still has time. Emmett's only 25 years old.
How could that be taken in a bad way, being called a loser?
Well, has he won any of these national championships? Since that was what we were talking about at the time.
Now. 12-19.
12 serves 19. At one point, this was tied at 9. I actually gave that quote to Emmett Peixoto, and he totally agreed with me. He says, I haven't won the national championship.
Coming in.
I hope I am entertaining.
19-12.
19 serves 12 first game.
There's that 3-wall serve from Dave Chapman. It's been so effective.
He does that so casually up there. Dave just stayed down and just hit that ball like it was no big deal.
Hard to believe Tyler Hamel missing that shot. Prestigious title.
thought they had the World Championships for that.
Well, the World Championship is only once every 3 years.
And currently that title is held by Robbie McCarthy, I believe. We'll talk about the World's Tournament of 2009 with Chatton Hayes after this one concludes in just a point from now, which just took place with that acrobatic kill shot and then backspin from Emmett Peixoto.
Webmaster has been at it this weekend with our new logos and information about Waterford Crystal. And next week, look for more good stuff coming out.
Now, you guys keep implementing new ideas. What is your official position with this? You're on the committee, but are you the chair, vice chair? What is your position?
There are 3 co-chairs. I'm the promotions person, which those of you who know me out there in cyberspace, you'd say, yeah, that makes sense. And Jay is our fundraising guy, Jay Maxwell, also from the Multnomah Athletic Club. And Tom Hussey, also from the MAC Club, he is our budget guy. So Jay kind of keeps my dreams in check and keeps Tom from
killing you?
Yeah.
He's the mediator.
Yeah, you got it right, Dave, yeah.
I'm just guessing. I guess they always have to hire one of those people to make sure the other one's not going to strangle you.
Yep, that's right.
In this case, it's for the bike tour that we're doing, which you're also a sponsor on that. It's Emmett Peixoto is the guy that's actually been brought in to make sure that Dave Fink and I don't strangle each other.
Aha. Well, I got to say that Dave Fink and Emmett Peixoto just look so fit. And it's very exciting to see those Toyotas out there that say Handball on them. And I'm sure you're generating a lot of interest as you drive across the country.
A lot of buzz. Yeah,
a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they both also look very tan, too.
They sure
Dave
do.
Fink's the only bike rider I've ever seen who can take off all of his clothes while he is riding his bike 40 miles an hour. Not miss a beat. He just throws his clothes out on the ground, knowing that I will stop to pick it up. That's power.
Well, and there'll be more buzz if he gets arrested for indecent exposure, so maybe you should stop that.
I don't know. Negative press is sometimes good press.
You know, I like watching open doubles. I really do.
But you have to go.
No.
I know what's coming next.
I was thinking the referee is the one who has to go.
Is he going to get relieved here?
I don't know. Depends on how the second game goes. We got an hour. I know that because we're in Kansas City, it's only 6 hours later in Ireland. And I just want to welcome all the people that are listening around the world. I got an email this morning from a woman in Holland, in the Netherlands, because the Dutch are planning to come with their one-wall team, and she wanted to know how to the Worlds next year. She wanted to know how to get American balls. They play with the Irish Dunlop, and she would like to be playing with the Big Blue and the Red Ace. And it's very exciting. We're hearing from countries that have never been at the World Championships.
So if I go onto the website, could I find out how to get balls off of your website at handball09worlds.com?
What I did was email her back and suggest she'd contact the USHA. But if you go to Handball Links up there, about halfway down our sidebar, we have some international sites. We've actually got the Netherlands Association and Handball Ecuador on our site.
Nice.
And we have the ability to add those all the time. I just think it's fun to get a lot of attention for the event and to wish that as many players as possible of all abilities and ages can participate next year. Though that's a question I get a lot, Dave. We'll let this rally finish up here and I'll tell you.
I want to see what the score is here, too.
That would be a good idea. Perhaps people would like to know that.
Well, luckily, Dave, your husband, is talking into a microphone, so we can somewhat veer off course here and still have the audience listen for the score. Although
that jingly noise was David's ice bag.
1-3.
One serves 3, second game. Dave and Emmett won the first one, 21-13. Jeff Kastner and myself were in Ireland filming for a big WPH Simple Green US Open video project, and we stopped off in Kilkenny. Duxie Walsh, we were supposed to film a match between Tony Healy and Duxie Walsh, but Duxie had a 60-by-30 game exhibition that he was supposed to go to, and we ran into him on the freeway. Actually, in Ireland, you can just stop right on the freeway and talk to the other guy that's passing, which was kind of weird, but anyway, we did. And and Tony ended up playing Michael Gregan from Wicklow. But when we were there and throughout the whole trip, I noticed at one point we were interviewing Michael Gregan, and right behind his head was a Handball 09 Worlds poster there in Kilkenny. And then it reminded me in Ballydesmond, which is really out in the middle of nowhere, in a little tiny court in Ballydesmond. I remember seeing that same exact flyer, that poster up in the back wall there. I go, this thing is it beat the WPH to Ireland. There was an obscure 3-wall court out in the country that had one hanging up on the wall. I'm wondering, how in the heck do you, Chatton Hayes, get this stuff out here?
Well, that's the miracle of Federal Express, actually.
2, 3.
It was suggested to the co-hosts, the co-chairs for next year, to get promotional items across the ocean at least 2 years in advance. And we sent 2,000 flyers over there about 2.5 years ago, a year and a half ago, in January of 07. And we sent 2,000 flyers over, and our friends at the Gaelic Athletic Association distributed them with the fixtures, or what we would call the draws in America. The fixtures and went in the mail to all the players, all the handball players across Ireland for their big competitions, and they sent the posters along with them. And of course, now they're out of date because now it's the Waterford Crystal 2009 World Handball Championship.
That sounds like another FedEx delivery.
Yeah, I know. We got to get back on our FedEx guy.
Actually, we saw some up there in Queen's University in Belfast.
Wow.
That was kind of neat too, in Northern Ireland. So it took us to a complete area, separate area in Ireland, and we found some more of those posters.
One of the questions I get pretty often in email is, do we have to qualify? Do I have to be a top-notch player or whatever to come play in the Worlds? And the Worlds tournament is an open tournament. Nice shot, Emmett.
Point.
That's the luxury of going to a world tournament. You can have a player from Australia who might be the top player there but can't make any type of qualifying event, come in and vie for a chance to win a championship. Last year you saw Owen Kennedy and Tony Healy, or I should say the last tournament of the Worlds in the men's, have a great battle in the semifinals, both from Ireland. And eventually it was Tony Healy losing to Paul Brady, and that was 2006 in Edmonton. It was a great event. So you have a current Irish national champion there. You see a lot of Irish influence, and we had some players from Japan, Mexico, Ireland, Canada, America, New Zealand, and Australia.
And Wales.
And Wales.
And probably England.
Well, this year it's going to be, this next year coming up in 2009, you said that there's going to be a whole bunch from like Holland and...
Oh, and the Basque region in Spain next year. The Basque region. Yeah, I think we've got, our claim to fame is going to be more countries than we've ever seen before.
I agree to that, yes.
Because there's such a buzz. There's been one-wall events that have invited 8 and 9 countries over in Europe. Italy is playing a lot of one-wall, France, Belgium. And we want to include everybody. So if you're listening out there, you can come and play. You can have a great time, make new friends.
Okay, it's going to be the Waterford Crystal 2009 Handball Championships online at handball09worlds.com. It's October 4th through the 11th. Portland, Oregon at the Multnomah Athletic Club. It is the premier handball viewing and playing facility in the nation. As we watch a couple great gets right here in the men's doubles final.
I wouldn't even call that the next generation. That's about a half a generation away, Dave Vincent. Those guys 17 and 19 years old, just a couple years from this stage that we're watching right now.
The first game here went to Emmett Peixoto and David Chapman when they squeaked out a victory. 21 to 13, and now it's here in the second game.
Long before that. Three serves 5.
This has been a rather slow second game here. But if you're into the mechanics of true handball doubles, then you probably appreciate this.
Point.
Never seen Dave Chapman miss that shot before.
I thought he looked like he thought that Allen's ball was a double bounce or something. Looked like he gave up until the last second.
4-5.
Didn't look like he was going to get it, but there's no arguments.
This is a setup for Tyler.
That could have been a screen ball there. They played through it.
This is pretty much one of the last matches going on here at the event. Jeff Kastner and his crew sticking around for every single last point, catching this on film, capturing it for later playback. We appreciate you tuning in to the WPH live webcast of the 58th United States Handball Association 4-Wall National Championships.
The score is now 14 serving 20 in that boys 19 under championship match. Abraham serving to Tyree, trailing 14 to 20, down match point. Now just made a great diving re-kill up in the front court.
Look at that shot right there from Dave. He gets an applause from the crowd. He was playing tiddlywinks with Tyler Hamel in the front court, and they traded paddle shots, and then it was Dave kind of doing a head fake and killing it with his left. Dave Chapman and Emmett Peixoto away for him. Dave Chapman returning to a national tournament and getting a national title for the first time in 4 years, and Emmett Peixoto getting his first ever Open National Championship.
Actually, that would be first ever USHA Open National Championship. Emmett, an Australian national champion and Canadian Open national champion.
And USHA 3-Wall national champion. I believe he also may have won a doubles championship 1 year in 3-Wall, but not in the 4-Wall.
6-4.
Actually never won that doubles championship. Now 16 serving 20 in that boys 19 under final. Now 17 serving 20, Dave. A crack serve by Abraham Montillo.
This would be a huge comeback if Abe could squeak out a few points here. Right on your skirt tails.
Matard heels.
Your tard tails. Matard tails. You're riding on your tard tails. It's a powerful shot from Emmett right there. Kill from Alan Garner. Kind of surprised Dave Chapman was unable to dig that one up. Okay. 7 serves 8. Actually, the first game score was 21-13. Now the score here is 8-8 in the second. Dave Chapman and Emmett Peixoto advanced in the first game with that victory. Now find themselves 13 points away from a national title. That's just an unwarranted hand error. What would happen if we took Alan Garner and Emmett Peixoto and made them a doubles team, and then Tyler Hamel and Dave Chapman a doubles team? What would you predict in that?
A lot of long rallies.
You'd see the two gunners out there shooting the ball, diving all over the place, and then you've got the two methodical players together. Been a long week for all of us here. We wind down this tournament.
We've We've actually been up and running here on the web for 5 days now. Covered about 8 matches a day over the 5 days.
And we get paid for none of them. If life was all about the money, then we would have been fired a long time ago. Not a bad return from Emmett, who's kind of caught in a tough situation right there.
We want to congratulate Tyree Bastidas, who's standing next to us now with his silver plate.
I thought that was a Frisbee, silver Frisbee, but I guess not. It's become quite a tradition here to get the plate when you win the national trophy.
Tyree told me his favorite food is caviar, so he'll be filling that dish up with some caviar here later tonight, sipping on some apple juice. Just 17 years old.
Already quite sophisticated, that Tyree.
Has a taste for the high life.
For the riches of life. Nice get from Emmett, stays down. And what happened there? Alan Garner slips over top of Emmett and then strokes the ball into the ground. One enthusiast.
One remains standing. Usually we're expected to carry on a conversation, give the score, and updates from other courts, all with our headphones on.
Even our statistician has found something better to do. Oddly enough, here late in the week, we still have a whole group of Irish handball players.
Well, as any of you know who've been to a handball tournament with Irish players, you know that they get here about 5 days before the tournament starts. They're here from 8 in the morning until 8 at night every single day of the tournament, and they stay for at least 5 days after the tournament. I guess that's just the luck of the Irish.
Just detoxing the body, getting acclimated and unacclimated at the bar.
We had to actually reintroduce ourselves to a few of the Irish lads here. They came here a nice shade of pink, and after a few days out in the sun, they actually became a little bit suntanned.
I
didn't recognize Charlie Shanks or Michael Gregan.
I couldn't tell who that was. I thought he was a Southern California player.
Charlie Shanks almost looking like a surfer.
I believe we have a change of referees here.
Michael Gregan actually
maybe
telling us that he'll be working with a speechologist in the hopes that somebody will understand something he says. These guys are looking about as weary as you and I, Dave. Those kill shots that are meant to be about 2 inches high are about 12 inches high. 12 serving 9.
12. Just 9 points away, Emmett Peixoto and Dave Chapman from clinching a national championship.
There's the vintage Dave Chapman patented underhand dump rollout.
13-9.
Oh, wow. It's not a shot that Emmett really was wanting to take.
We've seen Emmett try that shot a number of times. In this event, we'll see a lot more matchups in the future, Dave, between Emmett Peixoto and Alan Garner. These two are just entering their primes at about the same age. Emmett about 2 years older than Alan. Alan's been unable to solve the Peixoto puzzle as of yet. He'll be looking to change that in upcoming events. He's pointing towards that U.S. Open, Dave, in Los Caballeros this October. But then again, so are a lot of guys when they hear about that $35,000 first prize.
That's an unofficial prize. That was a nice defensive shot from Allen. Oh, and barely makes the front wall, and it's...
There's the clown coming out of Emmett Peixoto.
That ball that Dave Chapman hit barely just tethered the front wall there. Alan Garner dove in. Listen for the score here, the Sleek Panther serving.
Second man, 12-13.
12 serves 13. It's a tight second game here. Dave Chapman so dangerous up there. That could have been called unavoidable, no?
No, I don't think so.
Can't duck underneath a shot like that. Tom
He was
Sove
just trying to get out of the way.
Tom Sove called one of those on me once.
I think everybody has a Tom Sove, he called an avoidable on me story.
That's a good point. That lessens my argument. 13 now serves 13.
Resetting this rally back to the ceiling. Here's Dave Chapman taking this ball with his left hand. Just when you think this point might be coming to an end, and it does. TSP finds the right corner.
The score is 14 serves 13. This is the second game.
Gene Tasimoto back in the webcast booth just passed me a note that was Dave Chapman's 69th glove change of this event. We don't have an official.
Nice shot from Allen. Well, nope, I guess it must have hit his shorts. Hit his arm on the way in, I see. A lot of people don't realize that Dave Chapman wears 4 gloves on each hand. So when he changes his gloves, you have to just automatically assume that's 8 pairs of gloves that come off.
I'm only counting the actual number of glove changes that have been called, so that would make it well over 300 gloves that he's changed in this event. That's well over 10 glove changes per match. Serving 14. This is generally the point in the game where Dave Chapman will sort of buckle down, get his team on some sort of run. That's a nice ceiling shot there from Dave.
sure tell when Alan Garner hits the ball. That thing was right in the corner. Really sounded like he fired a gun in there. 13 serves 14. Alan Garner's got the full array of shots. He can power it with a fish shot. He can hit left-handed kill shots from anywhere in the court.
That was a poor inning there for Dave Chapman and Emmett. Emmett missing a kill shot attempt, also unable to track that ball down that ran across the back wall, so didn't earn any points in that inning.
Nice get from Dave Chapman. And Emmett takes it off the back wall. Nice get from Alan Garner now. You see Dave just really load up on that ball. That's the shot that hurts his shoulder. Said he does not like to take that sidearm swing, but he does it every now and then he ices up after the match is over and says, I can't do this anymore.
Both teams unable to score in those last two service innings.
13 serves 14.
Pretty unusual, Dave, to be stalled in doubles like this at 13 to 14 for so long.
Alan Garner seems completely comfortable to go head-to-head with Dave Chapman here. I think that whole luster of Dave Chapman coming out of retirement has slowly just worked its way out of the minds of these players. He's just an equal in there now.
We want to welcome in Dave's wife, Debbie, who's cutting out of work here to catch us on the webcast.
Dave Chapman may be the head of his family, but Debbie Chapman is the neck, and the head can't move without the neck. Keeps everything in check in that family. That was a quick side out right there. That's two quick ones.
Actually, 3 side outs in a row without a point.
This match might go on for 5 straight hours. We may never resume the bike tour. Bike tour may never kick off again if this match keeps going with all these side outs here.
Dan Armijo stepping into the booth here. He just woke up. It's just about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Told me he had to wake up early this morning because they gave him a 2:30 checkout. Dan's known for sleeping till about 4 every day.
And he comes out of his hiding place. 14 serves 13. I think Dave Chapman senses that too, and he's moved over to the left now. There's another quick side out.
Thought that was a point. We'll see.
Nope, it was a side out. 13 serves 14 now.
I should know better than to doubt my broadcast partner.
Don't you ever forget it. That was a nice shot. Emmett actually went over the top of that ball.
Thought that ball would run into the side wall. It's almost how you're gonna have to win your points here in this match. Throw some kind of crazy, unexpected hop right at your opponent's feet. Doesn't seem like any of these guys can put the ball down low enough to win a point.
Except for right there, diving in, Tyler Hamel. Emmett gets to it. They're going to exploit Tyler Hamel on the left side here. That was Alan Garner, just caught off guard there. He saw Emmett stick his hand out. Alan's a little upset with himself there because he put himself into a bad position. 16 serves 14. Is the score before the towel timeout.
Almost seems like Dave Chapman has paced himself throughout this match and now feels like he's ready to take over here.
Diving get from Dave Chapman, stays down on his knees.
Not sure why Tyler let that ball go. I think he thought that the bombshell was behind him. He wasn't.
We're gonna have to clean off the full floor here. Seems like you see a push broom just ran in there really quick. So the players at this stage where they're really fatigued get a little break.
Emmett sort of extends his hand there as an offer of apology to his partner, missing a pretty easy shot.
17 serves 14, 4 points away for a national title.
There's a vintage Emmett Peixoto shot. Drives his left hand straight down that left wall.
18 serves 14. That ball hit Emmett right in the side of the face. Allen feels bad about that.
See if that has any effect on Allen's next shot. Sometimes, as you know, Dave, when you hit somebody straight in the head, you almost let up on your next swing. You want to make sure you don't hit him again.
There it is, nice shot from Emmett.
Emmett actually almost hindered there by his partner, Dave Chapman. Just gave him enough room to hit that shot.
Dave Chapman taking this extra time to get his breath here as he cleans up the wetness off the floor. Take a listen for the score. 19 serves 14, 2 points away.
reach match point with the first server in.
4-year hiatus from a national tournament. Dave Chapman makes his comeback with doubles partner Emmett Peixoto, seeking a national title after that 4-year layoff in the pro division. And it comes down to this serve from Emmett. To potentially gain that trophy. A piece of hardware. Here it is. This is a setup. Chance at the national trophy. Emmett put a little more juice on that than normal. Emmett Peixoto knows what he's looking into here. He said it'd be the greatest thing if he won a national championship. There it is. Emmett Peixoto and Dave Chapman win a national championship in the Men's Pro Open Doubles division.